Hey, hey. How's it going, guys? Go highlight our edges by boundary and see what we still need to do. Here, there's that area. First. You're also the last for last stream. First and last. Amazing. Right, time for the trim. Hey, Scalar. How it goes? How's the retopo going? It's going swimmingly. You do a time lapse. Well, not time lapse, but a turntable for the sculpt. I'll probably do the rendering overnight and hopefully get back to you guys in the morning. A very cool turntable. Very true. It could go better. If it weren't just for the darn cod pieces. It's hard to work when you husband bulge all the time. So guys, it sounds like the update is very close. I might call it what are your thoughts and opinions on the imminent update? No coffee diarrhea? It just got posted. You just posted the coffee diary a few hours ago. Oh, snap. Looks like someone isn't devout enough in their bare metal worship to actually check the coffee diary every few minutes. I'll have to mark this on your absentee ballot for absentee ballot. What am I thinking? For like the check-in system for our our bare metal cult. You see, Rusty Neuron knows what's up. If only everyone can be like Rusty, the world would be a lot nicer place to live in. Distraction has always been a good strategy in war. It makes it harder for you to attack your opponent if they're wearing a distracting codpiece. That's why the kilt is superior clothing. It distracts your opponents very well. Good point. I actually never thought of the kilt being as effective as the codpiece, but maybe you're onto something there. Maybe that's what I should model next. A Scottish kilt. Scottish kilt that a Scottish person would be, a Scot would be proud to wear. That's what we'll do. Hey, Banana Born. When's the update, man? Hey, Mercs. Oh yeah, no. I'm just starting earlier. I know it's like God. I bet it's like really early in the U.S. and also in the U.K. You guys are probably just like waking up or something. But yeah, if I'm doing this on a regular basis, I figured I can't stream and then end streams at around 2, and then I go to sleep around 4. I feel like shit the next day. So I wanted to like time the streams, so like people who normally play this game would be awake, and also like have free time to watch. But yeah, it's a bit much. 2 p.m. in the UK. Okay, makes sense. Pretty sure it's like morning in California. I don't know if anyone's from California here. How's everyone doing? Maddock is always the optimist. Well, he's either an optimist or the update is right around the corner. You can literally smell it, uh, like fresh croissants on a cold morning day. Gonna be here anytime, guys. Actually, it's gonna arrive tomorrow. All right, guys. The update is gonna be here tomorrow. Tomorrow, next year. This tomorrow, same day next year. All right, guys. That's when the update is going on. Top secrets. Secret elder god knowledge. All of the, the most secret of the secrets. You guys know what would make this game more popular? Um, like odd piece sliders. If we announce COD piece sliders and then also multiplayer at the same time, boy, things are gonna get spicy. Consistent updates. Ouch, jeez. Rusty neuron can't wait to get to the spicy part of our daily stream. Seems like it's daily now. Sex mod Des keeps going on. Can you imagine drunk physics sex mod? That's probably why Maddock isn't going in too in depth with with like the with like the survival mode. Like keeping it simple with the survival stuff. It's because if you add like survival elements to the game, like hunger, thirst, sleep, gotta pee pee, gotta poo poo. Well, you're also gonna have to have the desire for sex, right? You're gonna have to have like a sex bar. There, I said it. Like if you're gonna have a survival game, you need a sex bar. So if we have that, I feel like the game might actually be lower rated. It might dip into like the mixed reviews It might be like if you go to Steam, you might see like the dreaded orange slash yellow mixed on the review section if we added that in. It seems like a risky thing to do. Who asked for that one ages ago? He was against this idea. He doesn't like micromanagement gameplay system features. Yeah, it makes sense. But I don't know, guys. What if there was survival to be added to Exanima, just like hypothetically speaking? Um, how would how would you guys suggest adding it in a way that would make survival elements fun to play? I do like the idea of needing to sleep in video games, especially like when I played Skyrim a while back, but it is nice being able to prepare for adventures, like stock up on like food and stuff you need for the travel, the dungeons and journeys you'll go on. Yeah, with Skyrim you usually add like eat, sleep, drink. Exactly. Uh, and like in Skyrim you usually end up with like an inventory full of cabbage and cheese anyway. So you might as well use it for something besides just like cheesing your way through combat by spamming it. Um, so yeah, I did have fun in Skyrim with also like survival mods added on. And even if I didn't have survival mods added, I would I would like make my character sleep every now and then, just because it felt like it was the right thing to do. Like your character is like a robot, just like running and jumping, killing shit 24/7. He or she doesn't stop to rest at all. It's a bit immersion breaking, I find. A more deep healing system would be cool. I agree there. I agree. Like eating and sleeping would be good features to add uh, for healing. Like at least healing like very minor wounds. Eating and sleeping would heal that. Like if you have like a centimeter long red bar or something, you can heal that eventually over like 3 days of sleep or food or something like that. You can't see the sleeping feature in Exanima. Illness system for wounds being not cleaned. That would be difficult to add. I feel like okay, so there's a I do agree that while like survival elements in Exanima and SG would be a good idea, there is you can go too far with a good idea. And I feel like dirty wounds might be a bit uh, over the edge, depending on how you implement it. That's hilarious. You think sex meter is a good idea? For example, if you get to level 100 without having sex once, you just become OP. You become the incel to rule them all, the one incel. Virgin God. Okay, so maybe sex wouldn't be a bar. I don't think it should be one because, yeah. Like if it was a bar, like everyone, all the guys in their teens would have died already. I'm just I'm just calling that out. Everyone, all the guys uh, in puberty would have died already before reaching adulthood if there is a sex bar. Horny bar will go down. So yeah, that shouldn't be a bar. But I do, man, I really hope that there's like at least uh, food and sleep bars, or at least, well, maybe not like bars you have to manage, but if you don't eat or sleep after a certain time period, uh, like if you go a number of days without eating or sleeping, your character is gonna suffer for it. They're not gonna, your character is not gonna feel good. Like they won't die or anything. I do feel like if you don't eat and you don't sleep for a number of days in game and then you die, well, I mean like not eating and sleeping is kind of immersion breaking anyway. So I don't know. Also like sitting down. You know, in video games, your character is always standing, right? Only recently did they add the option to sit in Minecraft, I think. Well, maybe not recently, a while back, now that I think about it. But just, yeah, in a lot of RPGs, your characters just don't have the option to sit in a chair and relax for a bit, you know? Maddox said days are 10 minutes? No way. He didn't say that, right? I don't believe SG days will be 10 minutes. That'd be insane. You literally see the sun travel across the sky. It'd be like a kaleidoscope of colors every 10 minutes. I highly doubt that's a thing. Like, more realistically, a day would probably be like maybe an hour at the shortest. SG day cycle is 6 hours. Are those like uh in-game hours or are they real life hours? Yeah, 6 hours sounds like a lot of time. Like how much time do you put into a game? Like I usually put in 1,000 hours per game if I think the game is amazing. Sometimes I go over that to like 2,000 hours or more. But still, like 6 hours per day is a bit nutty. What would be a good scale? I should think like maybe an hour or maybe like 50 minutes per day. Okay, so let's define a day, right? So a day is uh I don't know, from like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Maybe an hour a little is maybe an hour is a little bit too long. So maybe something like 45 minutes uh per day. So you'd have like 90-minute night day cycles. Yeah, I mean like think about it. If you sit down for a session of gaming, how much time are you gonna spend playing that one game before you move on with your life, right? Like most people usually, I don't know, like well personally I usually like play multiple hours in one session. I don't just hop on for like 30 minutes and then I'm done with that. 1 hour for day, 1 hour for night. Yeah, I think that's pretty balanced. Although I think maybe it could be a little bit shorter. I don't know. That'd have to be like play tested. I do know that I feel like Skyrim's night day cycle is a bit too short. Is a bit on the short end. I'm not sure how long the Skyrim night day cycle is anymore. I forgot. I think it's like what, 30 minutes for a day? Or like an hour for a night day cycle? Yeah. Half an hour is a bit too fast. I felt like Skyrim days were just whizzing by. I personally would go for like something like 45 minutes to an hour for a day. You'd have like 90 to 120 minutes per day night cycle. Yeah, you can also get like mods for it. Like Skyrim is like one of the most modded games ever. Pretty sure even I've done that. Change the day night cycle. Skyrim didn't. Did Skyrim have a magic crafting system? I forget. I don't think it did. Did it? Yeah, wait, it did. Okay, never mind. I feel like maybe it's a mod though. Default was 20. You know, it'd be nice to like ease off the tedium of having to eat food when your character is hungry. Just have like a toggleable, uh, just have a toggle for automatic eating. So if your character is hungry, they just like reach into the pack and pull out a sandwich or something, and you can just keep that food stocked up. Every time you're near a vendor, you can just go buy like food in bulk or something. I think that could be a good way to ease off the tedium. Is this Blender? No, this is Modo. I feel like Blender's retopology tools aren't quite there yet. Give it another year or two, maybe 2 or 3 years. Managed to get over 1,000 hours in before or shortly after the new year of 2018. Wow. 1,000 hours in Skyrim? I think I have at least 1,000 hours in each Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim. And I definitely know I have probably more than 2,000 hours in Morrowind. Same with Oblivion. I'm not so sure about Skyrim. Skyrim, I played less of than the other two. I've definitely played Skyrim and Oblivion more than 2,000 hours each. I mean Morrowind and Oblivion. Sorry. You had to retopo recently in CAD? Wait, Cinema 4D. Okay. I'm blind. Like, how do you retopo in CAD? Wait, is it? What is? Wait, Cinema 4D thing? Is that actually a thing? Cinema 4D? Oh, it is. Okay, never mind. Yeah, that sounds familiar, but it's actually a thing. Your dinosaur died? You have like a dinosaur mod for Skyrim? Imagine Retopo and CAD. Yeah, exactly. Maybe you can do it? I don't know. I've never used CAD before. But I always thought like CAD was a like a mathematically precise tool for engineers. If you're doing like machining or something, you use CAD. Well, technically speaking, this is CAD. Oh, computer assisted design. Huh. I actually never knew what CAD stood for. I always thought it was like the Autodesk program. We tried quad remesher. Uh, I don't think so. I've tried out a number of retopology tools. Modo has so far proved the best. I haven't tried Maya or 3ds Max though, because I can't afford either Maya or 3ds Max, the subscription plans. Technically speaking, this is not CAD. Blender, ZBrush, Maya are not CAD. Huh. Technically speaking, I am confused. Why triangles versus quads? You can use triangles. So dependent on what you are modeling, where you are retopologizing, uh, this is kind of like a learned thing that you're just gonna have to do by experience. So you can use quads and triangles and n-gons. Uh, they're all very useful in their own ways. But you have to know where they're useful and how you can apply them. So for the edges here, the edges are fine. You can put triangles here uh, because there's like these little slits here. You see, I'm leaving these little slits in between each little tab here. So that's one of the reasons why it'll help with animation. Another reason why is because it's not on a joint. None of these triangles are located on a place where they would be deformed. Like if I put triangles on the inside of the armpit, that would be a bad thing to have. That would be a bad place to put triangles. But along the outside here, where you're not going to get any, well, you'll get some deformation. Everything is deformed a little bit. You're not going to get as much deformation. So it doesn't matter if you have triangles or a bit odd geometry on the edges here, especially for small bits of geometry like this. Reapologizing. Retopology, guysing, the topo there is your redoing the topography, the 3D mesh, giving the topology of the 3D mesh a new coat of paint. Well, CAD is for engineering, but it is same principle. Computers software that assists someone designing a blueprint, a model, or whatever. Yeah, that makes sense. Ugh. Maybe I can call myself like a CAD technician instead of a 3D artist. I think maybe I can get more money if I call myself that. It sounds more professional of a CAD technician. Senior CAD technician. Hey Conrax, good morning to you. Uh, I'm starting a bit earlier, so I don't die from lack of sleep. I woke up this morning, I felt pretty bad. Had to take a shot of gin with my shot of heroin to feel better in the morning. Tell your children to freaking go to sleep. I wasn't always this way. When I was like in my teens, I was like wired. I was basically nocturnal. In my teens. I'd go to sleep at like 10 a.m. and then wake up at, I don't know, 8 p.m. or something. Give your kids a shot of gin. One second, I'm gonna make myself a coffee. All this talk of drinks is making me thirsty. Alright, I'm back. Ah. Haven't streamed much lately. You've been busy with Star Wars Battlefront? Oh, that's cool. And he burned out already on it though. Happens. You missed the mark on the multiplayer in some ways. How so? Did you like start too late or wasn't driving with you or it's not a land built game like the original. Can't just host a lobby. Star Wars Battlefront front was really fun. I like playing the single player campaign. I didn't play multiplayer though. Yeah, that was a fun game. I never thought I'd empathize with a stormtrooper until I played that game. Maybe the Empire was right after all. Bob Ross has passed away. They're just like someone's like managing their streams, his streams. They're just like replaying his videos. I think he might have passed away before I was born. Actually, I'm not sure. I have to go double check. I might be completely wrong in that regard. Oh, it's a joke. I get it now. Most shooters tend to bore you quick. Since you used to play a lot of them back in the day competitively. Have you played Destiny 2? I don't know if I can recommend playing Destiny 2 now, but a while back it was really fun. I feel like 2 years ago was like the golden era for Destiny 2, and now it's just like whatever. You played PUBG for a while. Weird, I can never get into like the battle royale games. I mean, I guess I can see the appeal of battle royale games, but I don't know. They just seem like doing the same thing over and over again. There isn't really any progression. Like you fly in, kill other people, you escape. And you just do that over and over again. How's that fun? I don't get it. Exanima Battle Royale. Whenever multiplayer is up and running. Maddock really wants to get working on the multiplayer. Uh, yeah, it's like a high priority for him after the arena update. Hopefully we can get. Maybe we can see some news of multiplayer this year. Hopefully, that's what I'm hoping. Maybe like at the end of this year, we'll see something about multiplayer. Really excited for that. I was also talking about like making developer armor sets for the whole team. Man, that's gonna be awesome. Just like walk around in lobbies, then hey to uh, be fans of the game. For you, it's the point and click. It's just so rudimentary now for like aiming. Well, that's where like strats come in, right? For like first person shooter games, like there's more than just point and shooting. There's like taking cover, throwing grenades, uh, trying to outplay your opponent, trying to outsmart them by aiming for areas where they're running towards and what they're thinking about doing next. That's like one of the key elements of becoming a really good uh, competitive player in FPS, right? Trying to imagine what your opponent is going to do before they do it. You double aced a top team from the US in the tournament years ago. You can bypass all strategy with headshots. Yeah, I guess. I guess if your reflexes are so good that you can just like one tap headshot everyone. But what if they're like coming at you from two angles? So I guess you can kill one, but the other guy is still alive and he'll shoot you, you know? Maybe it's different in PUBG. Like in Destiny 2, you don't usually die from a headshot unless someone shoots you in the face with a sniper. Uh, so maybe the strats are completely different. Varies from game to game. Ever seen a jump spin headshot before? Uh, I think I've only done that once ever in my entire career, using a bow. That's pretty nuts. Yeah, I did like a jump spin headshot, and then I tossed a couple homing grenades. It's like one of my last matches in Destiny 2. Glorious. But actually, like Destiny 2's hitbox calibration is a lot of people say it's more generous than other games. So maybe I'm just like not that good. Maybe other people can do the same thing as well in Destiny 2. Especially like okay, so the whole reason why I picked bow and arrow in Destiny 2, right, is because they have the highest aim assist uh, out of all weapons in the game. And the reason why I chose homing grenades as a secondary is because they're homing and you don't have to aim them. So yeah, I was pulling off some pretty cancerous plays uh, using my brain as knowledge instead of actually using actual skill. It's nice to play some Star Wars and see that your shooting skills are still good. Yeah, that's kind of like one of those skills that you never forget, like riding a bike. Yeah. Dude, there's this one time I joined a lobby with this other dude. Uh, it's basically like is 2v2 PvP, or was it 3v3? I think it was either. I think it might have been 3v3. So anyway, we get into this lobby, and then one of the people on our team leaves as it's starting. So we're 2v3. So this guy's like, "What the fuck are you doing using a bow? Get out your gun or something." I'm like, "You what, mate?" And then I was like, "Yeah." Uh, at the end of the stream, well, not stream. At the end of the tournament, I showed him up one. I got more kills than him, way more kills with my bow and arrow. Nice feeling, exactly. People don't expect uh, getting hit with the monarch, and then getting like I think like basically their entire health bar zeroed in one hit, and then if it doesn't, uh, it usually won't one shot them, but it poisons them afterwards, so they can't regenerate health. So they're basically like nearly dead after I shoot them once, and they're also poisoned. Uh, and they're panicking, right? They're in panic mode at this point once they get uh, tagged by the bow. I just chuck a homing grenade after them. It explodes on the ground, and all those little homing darts uh, chase them around and give them even more hell while they're poisoned and they have like 1 hit point left. So it's a very, very dangerous thing to face off against. Clear the whole level wearing chain and an axe. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing about Exanima. If you just play really carefully, and if you know what you're doing, you can probably beat the game with fists. And pretty sure it's been done before. Has anyone here played No One Lives Forever or No One Lives Forever 2? It's like this early 2000s spy game. And there's like this really early adaptation of multiplayer. Can't say you have. I think it might still be a really good game, actually. I feel like it's one of those games that probably uh, is still fun to play, even though it's been a long time. It probably still looks good too. But yeah, it's called No One Lives Forever. I played No One Lives Forever 2. I haven't played the original, but it's a pretty good PvE shooter if you're looking for something. Um, as you said, you're uh, burnt out from Battle. What is it called again? Battlefront. I forget things so easily, just like that. Well, that's the thing, like the new update's going to be the GI update. There isn't actually going to be any content, so I feel like when people are going to get the update, they're going to be disappointed that there isn't anything to play. I guess you can rerun the game and just like look around, enjoy the new visuals. The items and such are part of the update. I am not sure actually. Not sure what is and what isn't part of the update outside of the global illuminations. Excuse me. Seth, is there a way to buy Exanima game keys easily to give away for screamers? Uh, you guys aren't on Humble Bundle. Um, yeah, I don't know. Outside of like Good Old Games, Steam, and buying it from the website, I don't know of any other ways to buy Exanima. Maybe you can ping Marok about that on the Discord. That's what I do. No promises, but maybe he'll even set you up with like free Steam keys. At least I hope so. I mean, that'd be a cool thing to do. Although I don't know if you can. It'd be unfair to everyone else who actually bought the keys. Yeah, the best way is through the official website. Yeah, and pour myself a cup of ERB. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, that's really cool that you're like streaming Exanima and giving away copies. Conrax is a cool dude, everyone. definitely cool, dude. We're in this Twitch chat. Never seen a gaming community try to recruit people so hard. It's true. I haven't either. But I am grateful. This game does deserve some limelight. Especially after the GI, arena, and multiplayer updates. Once we have those 3 updates, I feel like the game's gonna take off. Like if we can get arena to a good state, and then also add in multiplayer for people to beat each other up in, wow. A big thing is the learning curve and initial tutorial. Another big thing is even knowing about the game. I feel like the people outside of, uh, like Bannerlord, Mountain Blade, Mordhau, these sort of communities, maybe have heard of Exanima once or twice. They're like, oh, okay, indie game, interesting. And then they don't ever look it up. That's probably how it goes, right? I don't know. Like, I never heard of Exanima before he got hired. Hey, later, lurkers. Lurker is apparently taken. Darren is love, Darren is life. Yeah. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for lurking. You need thaumaturgy on the new trailer? Yes. We need that. We need the armors that I made. Need all that good shit. Also, like short glimpses into the levels beyond levels 1 to 3. Because I bet like maybe like I don't know, like a obscenely small number of the player base has actually gotten past like the first room even. Like if there's like a Steam tracker for these sort of statistics, it'd be like, oh, you managed to open the door. 95% of players have not managed to do that, just that, right? That's probably how it'd go. And then like 0.1% of players has met Sir. How is Bannerlord doing? Their impact on games sales after General Sam's video. Okay. That's too bad. I always feel bad when other games do bad. because I don't know. The whole game industry suffers as a whole when one game does bad. That's how I feel. Dude, do people even watch the trailer? I learned more than 90% of the people. I learned more than 90% of people just by seeing the lady drag the door. I didn't watch the trailer. I got stuck in the first room. I'm like, how do you open the door? Can I break these crates open for loot? Those were my initial two thoughts. Uh, First one being, can I break stuff for like gold coins? If I break stuff, will like gold coins pop out? I can like get money. Every time game fails, there is one Sethros crying. Well, you guys should cry about it too. I don't play Bannerlord. Like, what if Bannerlord was a good game and not bad uh, by your by your estimates, by your observations? Like, then you'd have a game to play when Exanima is updating. That'd just be great. Like, I wish like Destiny 2 wasn't in the current state it is now. Like, I really do wish I can still play Destiny 2 and not feel bad about it. I don't like ranting about Destiny 2. I love the PvP in that game, and I don't get to play. Well, I can play it now, but I don't want to play it anymore. You studied martial arts for most of your life, and real world combat theory actually applies in Exanima to some degree. Yeah, it's pretty cool how I can see how that happens. Yeah, well, how the physics are so good that they simulate real life occurrences without even really being planned for it sometimes. A lot of combat theory when fighting Sir. Step 1, avoid claw. Step 2, stab face. Step 3, lure him to the hole and let him fall in. Sir's armor stream when? Oh, that'd be cool. That would be cool. But we're not doing it, sadly. You guys believe combat can get much better? Yes, totally. It can definitely get a lot better. I believe combat is going to be better after the combat stances update. Like Maddox said he wanted to do like some sort of combat stances update, which will totally improve combat by a lot. So hopefully we see some cool stuff out of that. The name Sense sounds familiar. Is he like a regular that came around, but we don't really see him anymore? Is that who he is? I think they need an anchoring key that holds position, but also allows the player to take deep steps in a direction. Yeah, that could be cool. Sense was the guy who kept arguing for New Game Plus in Exanima. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of ways to make combat better. We just have to. I would be surprised if Maddox stops working on combat or stops improving it. I would be like genuinely surprised. So you guys are definitely going to see improvements in combat. I'm basically 100% sure of that. Yeah, wasn't combat a bit faster a while back, and now it feels like it's slowed down again? Whoops. Excellent. Started to type stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a recent update that slowed things down. I don't know if I'm a fan of that. I do like my faster combat. I feel like an athletics skill tree is a bit gamey, maybe. Um, I feel like athletics is one of those things that should develop naturally when your character does it. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. It's like the concept of having a skill tree for stuff that your body does naturally. This kind of feels weird to me. I always thought so. While MIA is all the athletics you need. Yeah, I guess it's true that I guess you could like consider fighting or like fight techniques. You can put that in a skill tree, I guess. But when I think of athletics, I think of like running, swimming, jumping, that sort of thing. Maybe it's just Morrowind drilled that into my mind. But I don't usually think of fighting when I think of athletics. Maybe call it combat mastery. Yeah, something like that. Athletics would probably just be like one of those things that level up in the background, or possibly degrade if you just slouch around at your player house in SG all day. It'd be a synergy tree that benefits all weapon styles. Yeah, that's kind of one of those things that I want to see grow out from Exanima. Synergy. Like, what if you can synergize uh, weapons and just think of all the synergy that is just waiting to happen between thaumaturgy, alchemy, and different other different skills, you know? The amount of character development you can have with that kind of synergy is astronomical. Like imagine synergizing like close combat uh, with with alchemy. So now you're like a you know you're now like a bodybuilder on steroids. Or if you synergize it with thaumaturgy, or if you like synergize close quarters with body thaumaturgy, what would that look like, right? I'm sure something like that's going to happen eventually. I'm just sure of it. It's just it's too natural of a development progression for this game. Jedi level stuff, exactly. It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be epic games. No, not that, not that kind of epic. I wonder if Exanima will ever sell on the Exanima on the Epic Game Store. That'd be a strange thing to wake up to. Being able to spec into faster running would be cool too. Yeah, like body thaumaturgy running. I wish there's like jumping in this game in Exanima. I wonder if like jumping will ever be added, or will it be like too complex to add? Jumping is very bad in combat. Well, what if you're like running away, right? You want to be able to jump if you're running away. Imagine like James Bond chases through like through the marketplaces of Cairo or something. Like fruits and vegetables just like flying all over the place. Locals screaming at you. Of course, you want to have like jumping in that instance. Can't tell how many young kids you destroyed in sparring. You're tempted to jump kick me. Let me guess, were these your kids? Yeah, Conrax is a badass dad. I always thought like kicking in general isn't, I don't know. Kicks have to be, they have to be well done. Like you're sacrificing your stability, right? You're sacrificing your stability for an attack that you can likely do with your arms. Because I know I haven't really done like haven't done any fight combat training at all in my life. I took a few classes and that's about it. And what I learned was that your power comes from the ground, comes from your ability to transmit uh, energy from your stance, your legs into your punches. So when you're kicking, you're kind of taking away a bit of your power that you otherwise could have if both of your feet were planted. Also, like what part of your body when you're kicking, like how are you supposed to kick, Conrax? Because I know when I'm kicking, like don't you just like mash your toes into the other person, right? Or do you kick with like the flat part of your upper foot? Like what part of your foot uh is supposed to contact the enemy? I was never sure about that. Like when like if I ever have to kick a person, Conrax, uh, what part of my foot should I kick them with? You hit with the ball of your foot? But how do you do that? The ball of your foot is like on the other side of your foot, right? Depends on the kick and your level of skill. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Ball of your foot is a high level of skill. Yeah, I'd imagine, right? Uh, it'd probably be like a straight thrust, right? You have to like, yeah, that sounds difficult. Depends also where you're aiming at. Yeah, that's true. I bet high kicks are much more difficult to pull off than like if you're just like stepping on their their toes. Spin kicks with heels were banned in UFC for good reason. They can kill very easily. Damn, I didn't know that. So what you're saying, Conrax, is the whirlwind attacks are a viable strategy, are something that we can add to Exanima, right? You're saying that we can do whirlwind attacks, and that would be like a real thing. That would be like the ultimate move in combining body thaumaturgy with close combat. It'll be like the level 40 skill whirlwind kick. Hey, what did you guys think about that fight between McGregor and what's the other guy? Uh, Khabib. That was like nutty. I hardly ever watch I guess UFC. I don't even know like I don't watch this stuff at all. Um, but yeah, like McGregor is like such a charismatic person. I'm like, who is this guy? So then I got curious and I like started researching, like, why is this guy such a hot-headed prick? And then I was like, oh, okay, uh, all right, interesting. Uh, oh, he lost against this dude. Why? Oh, how did he lose? And I basically went into this Google rabbit hole of looking up UFC videos that I've never ever done before. I'm like, wow, he got taken down by like a it's like grappling. He got grappled to death. Most of the fighters are techniqueless nuts. Oh my god. I didn't know that. Are they? I'm clueless when it comes to IRL fighting. Superfoot Wallace. Interesting. I'll have to go look that up. Bill Wallace. Interesting. Interesting. Nobody keeps their hands up when they kick. What is that supposed to mean? They do point fighting. Ah, okay. I see I've stepped into a conversation that I have no knowledge of the jargon. Don't keep your hands up when you kick. Imagine if they block your kick and start smashing your face in. It also feels natural to keep your hands up anyway. I don't know. Like I've never fought. I've never really done any serious fighting in my life at all. But I got beaten up one or two or three times uh, in high school. But aside from that, I've never done any real fighting in my life. uh, I've mostly just like lost my fights. um, but yeah, but it doesn't just like feel more natural to keep your hands up when you're prepared for fights. I don't know. Maybe it's just like instinct, but it makes sense. You're like protecting your head, chest, neck, etc. Your hands. Also, you can like use your hands as like counterbalance for your kicks. So it just makes more sense that way. That variation, how can you lose a fight? I don't know. Is it really fighting when you weren't expecting the fight? I think it. I think you would classify that as more of an ambush than a fight. You have a Japanese friend growing up, and it's true. That is classified as combat. uh, I think for me, I just don't get the. I just don't understand how. I just don't understand fighting really from like a philosophical standpoint, which is weird because I make armor for games where you fight in for like a living. Like whenever I think of fights, I actually think of uh like serious life or death situation. So yeah, maybe that's why I lose all my fights because I don't want to take them seriously. One finger Exanima punch. Wants to debate humans are territorial creatures and we fight for it. I guess. I don't know. I feel like if I ever get into a serious fight, uh, one of us is not going to be alive at the end of it. I just don't get how you can fight and not kill the other person. Like, how do you end a fight anyway? I don't understand how you can get into a fight and then end it with both people still alive. Controlling your damage is also a skill. Oh, okay. I don't know. I guess I feel like if I'm ever going to get into a fight, like for real, they shouldn't have they shouldn't have fight with they shouldn't have picked a fight with me. When will Exanima get finger bones? Never. Maddox said he's not doing it, which is a shame because I really do think hand animations is a massive part. It's a massive thing that would improve the game by a lot. Yeah, I know. That's kind of how I feel. A bunch of F's and a bunch of U's. One F and a bunch of U's. The whole philosophy behind the martial arts is to be a human weapon, so that if you have to fight for real, anytime you can defend yourself against any harm. Yeah, that makes sense. Um, yeah. My philosophy is to just avoid fighting, or I guess carry a gun. Wait, the wizard Maddox denies finger bones. Yeah, sorry guys, not happening. Unless he changes his mind in the future. He often does. We'll see. We can always hope, right? What about shape keys? Shape keys? Not sure what you're talking about. Are you thinking of like animation keys? All right, we're almost getting close to our 2-hour period. These tabs are taking a long time, but it's gonna be worth it in the end. Because look at the helmet here. That's gonna look really good once Maddock bakes on his textures. Let's go hide the. I'll show you what I mean. Where is the polygon? We'll hide that. Uh, you can already tell how it's gonna shape out, and it looks damn good. I know I could probably do this with just like a 2D plane, but I feel like if it's actual 3D, it's just gonna look so much better. It's gonna really give this armor more character. Instead of just like a 2D plane with texture drawn onto it. I'll just give it this depth that uh, will really take it to the next level. Shape keys are they use in animations. For example, have a running animation to prevent cloth from clipping. We can add some shape keys. They are different from animation keys. Huh. Well, it could just mean that I don't know what shape keys are. They sound a bit like collision meshes, maybe? I don't know. I've never heard of shape keys before. Like, animation isn't my strongest suit, so yeah. That's the thing, right? I think that's why Maddock doesn't really want to do hand animations, because then you'd have to add physics to all the fingers. But I feel like maybe you don't have to do that. Like, that's one of those like things that would be awesome to have, like having physics on each finger. That'd be nuts. That'd be really cool. But I think if you can blend conventional animations with the physics-based animations, and at least have some form of hand animations and finger animations, it's going to add a whole lot to the game. Because uh, the second most expressive part of your body, so there's like uh, two expressive parts of your body, right? So your penis is your no. So your face is the most expressive part of your body, and then you have your hands, right? So, oh man, we really need hand animations. We just need them. How can we not have hand animations? I feel like it's kind of like a mistake not doing them. Do I just convert the high poly model to a normal map later? All right, so the way you convert it, you don't really convert the high poly map into a normal map. What you do is you project rays uh, from the mesh. This low poly mesh right here, you project rays in and both out from the pane here, from each polygon. And then that will capture the high poly surface details of the mesh that is intersecting it, which would be the high poly mesh. So what you're doing is capturing the surface detail of the high poly, and you're projecting it onto the UV mesh, the UV texture. Wow, that's amazing tech. It is, but it's been around for a very long time. So it's amazing, but we have had it for a long time now. So yeah, a lot of computer graphics, uh, software technology is really cool, but a lot of people don't understand how it works. There's a lot of misconceptions, a lot of missing knowledge. It's kind of like play Armour in that way. People, if you really want to learn about it, you really have to spend years researching the stuff to actually figure out what is going on. And there's so many different ways to go about generating normal maps too. There's just like so many different ways to go about doing these things. It's crazy. I really want to see sword sheaths in the game. I feel like a lot of the things that Maddox says aren't going into the game. He's saying that for now because there's just so many more important things to be working on at the moment. And if he says that he's going to work on them later, it's just gonna keep piling on and it's gonna feel overwhelming. So I'm hoping he's just saying that we're not going to do it now. We're not going to do it, but we'll do it later. That's what I'm hoping what he's saying, Like I can live without sheaths, I guess, but man, I really want to have hand animations in the game. That's gonna add so much to the immersion factor. Heck, I'd even trade cloth physics for hand animations. That's that's how important they are, I think. Like hand animations would make combat so much better, and that's one of the things that is keeping the game going for people. Like I as as a 3D modeler making the armor, I would trade in cloth physics for hand animations. I think if we all sat down as like a dev team and figured out these small details, uh, small but complex details like sheaths, uh, hand animations, we can probably figure out ways to actually implement them into the game. Like we're a bunch of smart people. We should be able to figure this out. Be able to work out a way to make this stuff happen, um, and happen in like a timely manner. And there's got to be a way, man. There's just got to be. Like it's gonna be hard to sell the idea of an open world RPG sui generis. And like in your mind, you're thinking, oh yeah, cloaks, scabbards, all the cool stuff. But then like once you start playing, oh, it's just like bashing people with the same attack, with the same three attacks. It just seems disappointing. You have like this massive, really cool premise of Exanima, of sui generis. There's so many avenues of and ways to improve this game. But then it's just you get in and it's just like it's just a physics game where you just swing a stick at people. You know, it's all the little stuff that adds up and then creates something wonderful. And you can't skimp on these small things, these small details. All right, guys, that is it for the 2-hour session um, of Retopo for Exanima. We got a good amount of work done. Both of the pauldrons are basically done. We'll probably finish up the pauldrons and then I guess work on the Cuirass next stream. Um, so yeah, the Cuirass. Is that gonna show up? It's just lagging a bit. The Cuirass should be pretty easy to do because maybe not. There's more like this little trim. The trim is what takes a long, good amount of time, but it's gonna be worth putting in. So yeah, hopefully we'll have something like this or the start of the Cuirass next stream. But yeah, later guys. Thanks everyone for coming. Yeah, have a great day. Have a great night wherever you are. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I was planning on doing like a personal stream, personal 1-hour stream, but man, I don't know if I can do 3 hours of extra 3D modeling outside of grinding gear games work. That's gonna be like 11 hours worth of 3D modeling. We'll see. Maybe I can work up towards that, but 10 hours is already pretty long. But yeah, later guys. Have a good one.